What's up, everyone? My name is Grizz, and welcome back for episode 5 of season 2 of Vinland Saga. Enter and Thorfinn kind of had some little talk at the end of the last episode and kind of helped Thorfinn through some issues that he was having, or just kind of helped, Thorfinn come to the realization that there is somebody kind of there for him that he can reach out to in a way. And I think that would be kind of the start of their friendship, almost like really Thorfinn at least realizing that he can have people that he can rely on and have a friend and somebody, and that there is purpose to things. Anyways, the episode did end with us seeing who I believe was CANUTE, who looked very different than the last time we saw him, and I think that might be the route that we're going here. I wasn't actually sure if we were ever going to really see CANUTE or know much of him from this season, and it was just going to follow Thorfinn, but it seems like we might actually get him now. If not, we're just going to start something probably entirely new relating to Thorfinn and Einar being friends now, but I'm thinking we're going to follow the path of CANUTE here for at least this episode. See, I guess what he's been up to since he took over as new king and what's been happening. I guess what the deal is with his brother too. We don't really know much of that. Just see, I guess, what he's been up to, what he's changed, what he hasn't changed, what his vision is for things, and how he's feeling. I'm excited to see him now. If you enjoy this at all, please hit the like and subscribe button. They do mean a lot to me. And also feel free to stick around for the discussion portion that'll happen after the reaction. Let's get going with episode 5. I am curious what we're going to get with CANUTE here. He looks a little different from here in the intro than we see him at the end of the last episode, and they show him with blood on his crown and stuff like that. And I think the episode title was Path of Blood or something, so I do wonder really what he's been through and the path that he's been walking. Yeah, Path of Blood. What you got for us, CANUTE? Oh, flashback. They reanimated everything too. That's cool. I think they did at least, yeah. Nice to hear from Askeladd again. Yeah. It's just such a badass moment. A brilliant way to end the prologue. And to cap off such a phenomenal character. A real king. A rightful king. That's my goat right there. Look at him. Follow it up with CANUTE being able to kill his first man. I fucking love it so much. Look at him, he's a real leader now too.
デンマーク勢力に覇権を奪われたイングランドであったが、1014年、デンマーク王スベンの死によって情勢は大きく変動する。父スベンの破業を引き継いだデンマークバイキングイングランド方面軍の長。And
he's got the scar from, was it Thorfinn?
亡命先のノルマンディから舞い戻り、両雄それぞれがイングランド王を名乗り、王権の行方は再び不確定状態となる。
周イエスに誓って私は何も知らなかったんです。お飲み物に毒など。陛下、お慈悲を。エセルレット陛下。
That's a hell of a shot, him standing on that skull. So cool. No longer the face of a boy. Battle scarred, facial hair. This guy reminds me of Leaf. Yeah. Interesting. The women are the people doing it. So the men, interesting. See, it's not the same as before. He doesn't rule the same way. Ah, this motherfucker. Loki. The arrangements. They can move out immediately.
ご自身が終わりにならなくとも我々に任せていただければ。
よい、戦況視察のついでだ。会ってみよ
マーシア伯エアドリクは小心者です。お会いになる価値はありません。
人物の出来と利用価値の有無は別だ。いずれにせよ会って判断する。それにな、わざわざここに赴いたのには他にも理由があるのだ。
Let's go. The biggest motherfucker of them all. I love Torgal. He's all about fighting. That's all he cares about. Yeah, I don't know what he meant by frogs either. So Torgal wanted to keep fighting, even though they called for retreats. Yeah. He still hasn't learned what a warrior is. Yeah. There's always a bigger picture.
俺は充実した戦争ライフを送れりゃいいんだよ。忘れちゃいねえだろうな。俺はあん時こう言った。お前がこれから何をして何者になっていくのか、この目で見届けてやるってな。俺はまだ何者でもねえ。イングランド王でさえねえ。ただの若造だ。いいか若造。どうしたっておめえは戦を避けられねえ。おめえの道は血と鉄で切り開くしかねえんだ。アシェラットがそうしたようにな。忘れんじゃねえぞ。おめえの歩く道は始まりから血まみれなんだぜ。
So his vision of, I guess, what they're in right now is war is unavoidable. And Canute's kind of trying to stray away from that path in a way. And it's like the ignorance of like somebody who's like, I guess, a kid in his view who doesn't understand anything but thinks they do. Trying to change things but not actually like understanding it's gonna happen anyways. What? Oh my god. This is ours. 4,000.
マーシアより軍を引き上げてくれるならば、さらに4000坪しよう。悪い話ではないはずだ、クヌート殿。
安い。
I love the face.
今一度聞く。そなたはこの金銀を私がマーシアから出ていくことを望んで支払うのだな。
Correct.
エアドリクよ。
Yes.
8000ポンドだぞ。
Yes.
退去料に足りんということはないはずだ。
足りぬ。
It's not.
己の申していることをよく考えてみよう。
For me to spare your life, you give me all? Is that what he's
イン
asking?
グランドのブレトワルダであるクヌートに金を持って治療から出ていけと申しておる。混乱を鎮めるためこの地へ来たのだ。無心のためではない。
Different priorities. He's not gonna be swayed by money. There is.
で、この手打ちはエセルレットの許可があってのことなのか。
お陛下もきっとご理解くださる。
So they didn't ask him, but had him in mind.
心の広い。自らの配下が治療安堵のために勝手に戦列を抜けると申しても、エセルレットは許すおり、死なねばならない。
Yup. It's the same thing your dad was faced with, though, when he had to choose between you or your brother.
民と玉座を捨てて亡命した腰抜けだ。そんな男にイングランドの未来を託すのは愚かなことだと思わぬ。
裏切れというのか。この私。
Not necessarily, but yeah.
すでに裏切っている。
By offering me this without asking
そなた
him.
の手を借りたいのだ。エアドリ、エセルレットに消えてもらいたい。
We're gonna make me the true king. Only one of us.
その代わりマーシアは奪わぬ。エセルレットの首が代価だ。
断る。休戦交渉は
Then you lose your life.
貴様のような卑劣感とは断固戦うぞ。
Fuck, you kill him.
フローキ、この陣は小心者ではないようだぞ。なかなかの気骨だ。
さて、
Yeah,
お試しになってはいか
I
が
think we
ですか
should.
陛下。
やれ。
Here we go. I thought they were gonna light the whole village on fire. They're signaling more troops.
一体あれを。
Oh.
あっちにも。クヌート。
That's what I'm trying to say.
これは。
世と戦うとはこういうことだ。想像するがいい、エアドリク。たった今、マーシアは灰に帰した。
Wow. Holy shit. They had them all over the fucking place.
わかったか。世がその気になれば、貴様らを焼き尽くすことなど造作もないのだ。
Yup. That's
人の首を差し出して安寧を変え、それが利口だ。
I love it. Gave him a choice, he didn't accept it. He forced him into it though. He has no other choice. Death was the only way out of it, realistically. He's probably not gonna want that. That's great.
2016年4月、イングランド王エセルレッド2世が
Would he die of natural causes, or what would it be?
放没とされている。
It said he died of it, unless he may have been poisoned, like we saw earlier.
やはり
Unsurprisingly. Yeah, what do you gotta say now? He didn't trust his way of thinking before. You can't say anything either. Everything's going according to plan.
病没ときたね。スベン王でも10年かかった国取り合戦が
Took you too.
3年足らずで終わっちまった。
Yeah.
クヌートの話はやめろ。酒がまずくなる。
Is he still following him, I wonder? Or if he actually split from him. The king.
スベン、エセルレッド、エドモンド。ライバルたちの相次ぐ変死によって2018年クヌートは正式に
Let's go. Can we get a badass shot of him on the throne? And there we go. That's where he's at now. Took about 3 years. Well, I think that would be our world building episode. We get to see into Canute and everything that's been happening outside the farm and things since Thorfinn was taken and enslaved, and the aftermath of basically what happened with Askeladd and the king dying and just everything that happened after that point. I like these episodes a lot just because they do just give you a lot of context and other things to think about within this world, but it's a little difficult, I guess, for me to more talk on. I don't have any real historical knowledge on what's going on here, and I didn't really, I get a little confused, I guess, when it comes to them like talking about like the countries and the leaders and like the way that like the chain of commandments are and stuff like that. So I get a little off on that. Basically, I guess what I gathered, and I'm probably gonna need a lot of help here in the comments, so if somebody would please help me or give me some more context. I basically just gathered that it's been a couple years since that incident, at least less than 3, so between 2 and 3 years probably, and within that time Canute set out on his journey in order to take the throne and be the true leader, I guess, the true king. And he had another rival at the time, and he basically used whatever he could and his strategy to wage war against those people and the people supporting him, and was able to, due to like an illness, which I think is probably like poison or something that Canute ended up causing, kill off the king, or the king that was at that time, and then kill off the dude who took over after him, which allowed Canute to take over. I think that's the simplest way that I can put it. It's nice to see Torkel again. It's nice to see Floki, even though I don't really like Floki, but it's nice to just see all of them again. Canute, how he's changed so much. I am curious. It's been 2 to 3 years, and I was under the impression Thorfinn was only enslaved for about a year and a half. So I'm a little, the timeline maybe, I don't know. Maybe it took him some time to get, brought to where he has to be sold off, and then brought to where he has to be on this new farm. So it could line up no problem. Was this all present? Was this skipping in the future a little bit? I don't really know. I guess I had to be skipping a bit because in the first episode he talked about, or one of the first episodes, Olmar was talking about how he wants to join Prince or King Canute's army, I think he said. Unless he said Prince, but I think he said King Canute's army. So it might have had to be like, this might have been a little bit of a flashback almost, but just to give you some outside knowledge of what's going on after we kind of close a little chapter at the beginning of this arc. It's nice to see they showed the men pillaging the village and taking the women in order to sell them off, and Canute not being able to stand for that and having issues with the men doing that and wanting, them all to be killed at that point. Just for not being able to obey orders and things that he said that they should do. And it's nice to see he has a different way of approaching things. He doesn't view himself as a coward who's trying to hide or make other people do things. He put himself out there on the front lines. He directly approaches the people he wanted to talk to. He's very strategic and had, he set the entire village on fire and had them all in position and prepared for if this moment had to arise, and basically backed that guy into a corner and forced him to kind of obey him and join him. It was basically, you get killed or you're gonna join me. And when he decides, I don't want to join you, he doesn't kill him or anything. He kind of just backs him into a corner and does it. He wages war in a way that forces him to switch sides and join his side. And I like Canute a lot. I like his character a lot. Floki talked about, not Floki, Torkel talked about at the beginning how Canute's still a child, and I did say before he doesn't look like one anymore, because he definitely, you can see him growing. He has the scar from Thorfinn when he cut him, and he has, the facial hair started coming in. But Torkel decided to tell him he's still a child and doesn't know any better, and then he's just going to keep watching after him, but he needs to learn with the ways of war. But it seems like Canute kind of has the right idea about the way he's approaching things, and it seems like we saw at the end there, Torkel wasn't very happy with that. I wonder if they kind of went their separate ways because he was so unhappy with the way he was doing things, or if he still is involved and he's just kind of pissed that Canute's doing everything right and he thought that he would be failing and be able to go into battle and stuff. So, but I do like it. A lot of development coming from Canute, especially from when we first saw him last season. He's looking good. I like him a lot as a character. It was good to see Askeladd again, and it was nice to see, I think they reanimated most of that sequence, if not all of it. And ultimately, I guess, just get left with the crowned king now, the real king. Canute is gonna go on his journey to do what he has to. I would love to see him and Thorfinn reunite at some point. When that's gonna be, I don't know. But I don't think it's going to be the same, because Thorfinn would never end up joining his army. I think Thorfinn's on a different path and career path, and he's never going to really try and go back to that. Torkel also still just wanting to fight and do things within war and battle, and not realizing what Thors was saying at the beginning of last season about, learning what becoming a real warrior was, and how Torkel really wanted to find out, what that meant when he said it. And he still has not been able to find that himself. But I do like the way that Canute approaches things and does things. And yeah, I do. I hope we get to see more of him, but I really don't know how much more we're going to be able to see of him this season, at least. And I think they kind of wrap that up pretty well there. So it seems as though next episode we're going to be starting on a new journey again with Thorfinn and Einar. And I'm excited for that. I don't really know what else to say. If you got anything, please let me know and add some context or clarify some things for me in the comments. Would mean a lot. Hit the like and subscribe. They also do really mean a lot to me. Twitter and Mal links are both in the description. Feel free to follow me and add me as a friend on there. And I will be here again for the 6th episode next week. Have a good one.